You know, the conversation about race in this country is heating up significantly after last week's shooting in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, and Kacie's here to talk about that, or how to talk about it with your kids with that. Casey?
Yeah, that can be tough. Toyia Taylor is a child education consultant who helps parents talk about this very topic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kacie.
I think one of the hardest parts for parents to begin with is how do you control, if at all, the way that children receive this kind of information, the way that they learn about this story?
You know, Kacie, unfortunately, we can't control it. With all of the social media, the sound bites and the graphics that they will see. But what parents can do is sit down with their children and watch the news. Go over these sound bites and talk about these graphics that they're seeing and ask them what their opinions are. What kind of emotional state are they in once they've heard about what has happened. And with kids who are older, I'm talking to a lot of my parents on social media, and they're saying you will be surprised at the insight that their children have and how they want an opportunity and open dialogue to express themselves. Now, if your child is younger, I would say probably 10 or younger, you are absolutely, as an adult, going to have to add accurate context and open dialogue so that they have some understanding.
This opens up a bigger conversation. For a lot of kids, especially the young ones, it's the first time that they're seeing a story where someone is targeted, where a group of people are targeted solely based on race. This was a hate crime.
Yes.
How do you continue that conversation and further that conversation with your children at home?
Absolutely. And unfortunately, Kacie, we do have to introduce our children in today's society to words like hate crime, domestic terrorism, because it has happened. And what I've learned as being an educator, with younger children, you're going to have to use stories. And unfortunately, you're going to have to tell them the story of 4 little girls. In 1963, September 15th, in Birmingham, Alabama, at the 16th Street Baptist Church, where a group called the Ku Klux Klan, a white supremacy group, hate group, did not want people of black and brown skin to sit next to them, to live next to them, to eat with them. So they put 15 sticks of dynamite, and I would have my kids count the sticks of dynamite, under the stairs of a church where African Americans, people who were black and brown skin, went to church. And these 4 little girls were in the basement of that church. They were getting ready to sing. They were getting ready to put on choir robes and go upstairs in this church and celebrate and sing about God. And the pastor that day, the sermon was about a love that forgives. And on the way for these little girls going up into the church to sing, those sticks of dynamite, 15 sticks, went off and crumbled that church and took the lives of those 4 little girls that may look like students in your class, your best friends, your teacher, Miss Taylor, because this group did not want these people, black people with brown skin, to sit next to them, to eat with them, and did not see them as human. I would segue that conversation into what happened last Wednesday in Charleston, South Carolina, where a 21-year-old young man by the name of Dylan Roof went into a church and actually talked with people who were African American, prayed with them who had black and brown skin, and they saw him to be a brother and accepted him into their church. But because he did not want them to eat with him, to sit next to him, to live next to him because of the color of their skin, he decided to take their lives with a gun. Not a toy gun or a water gun. He took the lives of 9 African American people who were praying and celebrating God. Mothers, fathers, teachers. He took their lives.
And now it's a conversation that we all have to have together as a country and with our children. And hopefully this will start the conversation to the point where people can talk about it before it gets to be before we continue this violence.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate your time.
Thank you. And I just want to say this, the theme in 1963 at that church was a love that forgives, and it is still the same today. Find forgiveness.
Toyia, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. We put up a link to your website on our site at Q13Fox.com. Brian.
Thank you.